Oh, yeah. Ooh, that's how it always starts. But then later there's running and then screaming.
The world's just changed so radically, and we're all running to catch up. How can we possibly have the slightest idea of what to expect? The best intentions. Some of the worst things imaginable have been done with the best intentions.
Dr. Malcolm, here to share a few campfire stories with my uncle.
You can convince the Washington Post and the Skeptical Inquirer of whatever you want. But I was there, I know what happened, and so do you.
I don't think you're giving us our due credit. Our scientists have done things which nobody's ever done before.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they didn't stop to think if they should.
Hello, welcome to episode 51 of Jurassic Minutes, the January/Christmas issue, where we discuss recent movie, toy, and franchise news to the Jurassic series. I'm Brad.
I'm Dave.
And here we are back. Hello, 2024. David, we are... I can't wait to get to this because the 2024 may be the year of the pyroraptor. We'll see what happens there. Prime 1 has got another beautiful statue on the way, and yes, we're going to talk about that video game trailer. So stay tuned as we discuss all that and more. But first, David, my Christmas stocking was light on the Jurassic front this year. I didn't get anything. I'd made all my purchases before Christmas, so I didn't get anything, but you got a couple of real nice figures, and I think you should talk or start with the Dino Dream Sleeping Rex. Anyone that follows you on socials or follows Pedia would have seen photos of this thing already, and it's just glorious.
Alright, yeah, sure. Hold on now. Let me just bring it here off the shelf real quick. Yeah, so the Dino, if anybody's familiar, Dino Dream's been a sculptor in the fandom for a long time now. He's actually, his version of the Jurassic, the Lost World T-Rex maquette was actually kind of one of the primary references that was used for the sculpting of my maquette that I bought from Milan, Nevada. But he started it, I guess he got licensing from Universal, which is really exciting because he's been pumping out like crazy. He's got like a bunch of new stuff coming out. I think he has a baby Stegosaurus with a cage. He has, I think, maybe a baby Triceratops. I can't remember. I know he's working on a couple various versions of the male Velociraptor. Here, let me bring up his page real quick. But yeah, he's got a couple things, and these are sold through Lana Time Shop. Mm-hmm. It's not one I've ever heard of before, but I mean, it came through. It was like one of those things where you're like, is this kind of sketch? Is it legit? But and I'm coming through. Everything's all right. So yeah, he's got compies, little tiny compies coming out. They come in the cage. He has, I know, the bronzed T-Rex maquette and the bronzed Velociraptor maquette that Stan Winston Studio made. He does replicas of those that look fantastic. He's got a Jurassic Park 3 Pteranodon maquette. Let's see some of this other stuff he's got. He looks like he's working on a Dilophosaurus.
I've just found the website here too. I'll link it in the show notes. Yeah, there's some real nice stuff.
Yeah, Giganotosaurus. Looks like he's got coming soon. Looks like pair of Jurassic Park 1 raptors with the containment cage from the beginning of the movie there. And I've always been a huge admirer of his work, so I'm really happy to be able to purchase this. This one is the male T-Rex in the containment cage from the Lost World, which is absolutely stunning. The coloring is perfect. The sculpting is perfect. You can really tell that passion went into this.
And it finally gives me the insight on how the Tyrannosaur lays down. Because that whole scene, you got the canvas over it, even with the female T-Rex in the shipping container. It's sort of sitting similar to this, but you don't really see too much of it until she sticks a leg forward. And theropod hips, as they are, the sort of flexibility they can get out of them. Are the legs just pointing straight back? Are they scooched up like this, or are they just pointing forward and you can't see? But that was just a little tangent. But yeah, this thing, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the way the legs are almost kind of reminds me. It's almost like kind of froggy shaped, like when a frog is sitting down there, kind of just still.
Yeah, I just didn't know if if the animal had the dexterity in its joints to be able to concertina the legs up like it does. But
I'd always assumed that the legs had been laying back, like when a dog is what they call it, splooting.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of spread eagle on his belly.
Yep.
I always thought it was like that.
Yep. There is concept art. I think it's not a T-Rex. I think it might be a Allosaurus from the original Jurassic Park, where it's sort of laying on its side and both legs are kicked out underneath and sort of pointed straight out beside it, so it's laying on its side. But that's neither here or there, I suppose. But it just the fact that the sides of this cage open up, it's got the Lost World banner there. It'd be great if it had like a InGen banner that you could put in there, so if they'll show it off to investors before it come off the boat.
It does come with a tarp, but the tarp is... I kind of felt like it was oversized, so what I ended up doing was just taking a McDonald's napkin and laying it over. And it actually fits the scale, honestly. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the most random thing, but it does actually fit. With even got the tail poking out the backside, like in the movie.
Mm. Yeah, no, this is fantastic.
And the box art is done by, if you're not familiar, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar, Jaroslav. Shoot, what is his last name? Kamina?
That sounds right. Did he recently post something on Twitter with the RV artwork?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Damn. Okay. Oh, yeah. I know who we're talking about now. that was fantastic as well. He does some great art.
Oh, he does. Yeah. And he did some of the I know he did the Captives card art. He's done some of the Magic the Gathering card art, and his work's always great to see. So it's really nice to see that he got the box art for these.
And just the classic yellow logo, the caution tape sort of around one side of it. It just screams 97 Kenner.
It does.
Yeah.
It's pure nostalgia.
Yeah. And I can only hope if Mattel do it, or if whoever does gives us an RV finally, they use that box art that he done for that too, because that was really nice.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Oh, and I've gone back to their main menu here. Just the 1/5 compies in the little cage. Just to, as you can see here, the hardware or the software is already up and running. Yeah, that's nice. So it's 1/30 scale.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just slightly smaller than the ones that you would buy from Nanmu or W Dragon, but it's not bad because like it's got a lot of weight to it. Like I was surprised how hefty this thing is. It's very solid. Doesn't feel like a 3D print. I think it's a resin pour.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like you said, the sides come down. You can take the T-Rex in and out.
It's sort of that sweet spot size-wise. It's not too big that takes up too much space, but it's big enough that you can get all this fantastic detail into the sculpt. Just the teeth, the head on it, the paint looks fantastic. Just that striping. We could talk about this all day, but it's not.
I'm sure I've got a lot of other great fantastic pieces.
Yeah, it's not.
Santo was very good this year. So this one just came today. It was the Hammond, finally got the Hammond collection Carnotaurus in hand. It's actually bigger than I expected it to be. I expected it to be closer to the size of the ones from the Fallen Kingdom mainline, but this is slightly bigger than that, I think.
Okay. Yep. Have you got the Hammond collection Baryonyx?
Yeah, I do.
So it's
and
bigger.
the Ceratosaurus as well.
It's bigger
than both of those. Yeah. The
okay.
Ceratosaurus, the Baryonyx, I would say, are about the same size, and this is probably midway between that and the T-Rex.
Okay, yeah, I was going to mention the T-Rex as the only other one I've got. But, nice. I'm definitely keeping an eye out for that one. The Mattel, whatever the latest Mattel versions of the Carnotaurus that come out, they're sort of all going on clearance now. But I'm just holding off for that Hammond collection one to appear. So, very nice.
And then this one, I am most excited for. I won at auction. I think I brought this up last recording.
Yes, it was mentioned, but it was still in transit.
Yes, this one did in fact come in time for Christmas, and I also purchased a nice little case for it with a label for the front of the case. It's actually lighter than I expected. I expected it to be more of like a solid kind of hard rubber. Seems almost more like a soft vinyl.
Okay, yep.
And so I was actually talking to the prop master who made it. It turns out he's been on my Facebook friends list this entire time. I think he actually may have friended me, now that I think about it. It's just weird because I'm like, wait, the whole time, you know the scene in Mrs. Doubtfire when the wife finds out that Robin Williams has been Mrs. Doubtfire this whole time, and she's just like, the whole time, and that's me. I'm like, dude, you're the one who made this. But yeah, it's really cool. I mean, it's got the it's blunt. It's got kind of like a rounded point. You wouldn't really want to actually stab anybody with this because you might break it. But it's got all the details there, and the really interesting part is I think I figured out what scenes it was used in.
Okay, yep.
So I'm pretty sure it was used in the scene where Owen and Maisie are having that bonding moment, and Owen flips the knife in his hand. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have let Chris Pratt do that on his own.
No.
And then there's another scene where later in the movie where I'm pretty sure it's the stunt knife because there's like scuffs and some bending in there that I don't know how else it would have gotten there, where Chris Pratt pulls his knife and starts stabbing at the Giganotosaurus animatronic, and that's the actual animatronic. So I doubt that they had him stabbing the animatronic with the real knife. So I'd imagine that's probably something that they said, here's the plastic stunt. Here's go at it. You're not going to do any damage with that.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, because even just something small like throwing a wire, cutting a wire, or something that you don't want something like that going uncontrolled.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's all right if you've check out the high def screen caps or whatever, and maybe even be able to screen match it with any nicks or damage on the blade or on the handle itself.
I did try the scene that we get any good looks at it is the scene around the campfire, but unfortunately the whole time it's the other side of the knife that doesn't have the scuffs that's facing the camera the whole time.
Yeah, but again, coming from prop store, it's you pretty much she's guaranteed to be screen used, or being an actual prop knife. It's not like back in the Wild West, buying stuff off eBay and this was used in this or this was used in that, and it you really got to do your homework to see if it's been in the movie. But no, that's great. And again, anyone that's been following Pedia or yourself on the socials would have seen that go up, seen the case that you got for it, which just tops it off nicely. Just a great little display piece.
Oh, definitely. Got it right next to my animatronic raptor eye.
But unlike the raptor eye, you could sit there and you could hold it and pretty much do what you wanted with it and not break it.
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Small but pricey items this year.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I completely forgot about the November auction and only sort of jumped on the day of. And if I'd planned earlier, they had the Jurassic Park Distressed raincoats and that from the garage sequence in Jurassic World, and a lot of stuff went for stupid prices, but there was some stuff on there that wasn't too bad. But again, a couple of weeks out from Christmas, it was a bit hard to throw down with so little notice. But we'll have to wait and see what happens at the next one.
Oh, Roland! Roland! You probably saved InGen. We lost everything we came after on this trip, but this animal and its infant are going to single-handedly bail us out.
Congratulations.
You've got your trophy! Buck only! But it's alive! And everyone on the planet's going to line up to appreciate it and everything you've done for us.
So, I think this was just before... Should be a date on this. 8th, yeah, just before Christmas. The internet went crazy when a little trailer from Saber Gaming got dropped online. Universal seems to love the name Jurassic Park Survival because we're getting a new video game with the same title as one that failed back in 2001. Dave, from everything we see here, the game looks fantastic. There's a little bit of gameplay footage on what seems like a dock or something, but most of it was just CG, whatever you call it, for the display.
I'm not sure if it was quite cutscene footage or if it was made purely just for that teaser, but it was absolutely beautiful to see. So basically, it's video games and Collector. We got the synopsis up here from Collect Jurassic. It's Dr. Mayashi, an engine scientist, has missed the boat to evacuate Isla Nublar and has been left behind. Now, if I had a nickel for every time I had a game where a survivor got left behind on Isla Nublar after the incident, I'd had 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but it's just strange that it happened twice.
Well, yeah, it's there's questions now whether this is gonna remove the Telltale game from canon. If we all of a sudden we have more people left on the island, it's like first up on the trailer itself. It reminded me a lot of that untalked about Lego Jurassic Park retelling. It just seemed like a retelling of here's the key moments from Jurassic Park. We got the T-Rex in the rotunda. We got the kitchen sequence again, just Dilophosaurs this time instead of raptors, which, as far as we know, apart from the Tyrannosaur, the Dilophosaurs are the only carnivores left roaming that island in the vicinity of the visitor centre anyway, so as far as I'm concerned, that all makes sense. Yes, the pin's dislodged from the freezer. That's going to be some mumbo-jumbo because we do see a raptor in the trailer as well in that gameplay footage, which you do have to have threats, you do have to have carnivores. Didn't see any guns, so she doesn't get to the emergency bunker and get some of those M16s or Spaz 12s.
Or does she?
Or does she?
I mean, we only really see, maybe 15 seconds of actual gameplay.
Yeah. I am glad it's been released on on the PC as well as PlayStation 5 and Xbox, whatever series they're at now, which tells me that maybe we're not going to get a PlayStation 6 or new Xbox for another couple of years, which is probably a good thing.
This will probably be the first video game I bought since my Xbox or since my PlayStation 2 died in 2013, I think.
Yeah. But just the potential, it says, players will be able to dive into a lush world of wonder. I'm pretty sure there was something said about exploring Jurassic Park or Nublar in all its glory or something. So it's sort of, there is a hint there that it may be a full Nublar map. Being able to explore all the key spots, maybe some extra stuff, i.e. geothermal power plant, and that sort of has always been in the back of fans' minds, but never really seen too much. Again, Telltale game aside, I hope we get some backstory on in the movie. Everyone was getting on the boat, everyone was leaving. It was never explained who this scientist is. What her job there is, why she wasn't able to get back to the boat, whether it was something like the Telltale game where she was out dealing with an animal and the storm hit and she couldn't get back, or I just hope that's done smartly and not just yada for plot reasons.
I think that, I mean, like you said, the trailer went hard on the nostalgia. I'll agree, it's 100% nostalgia, eye candy. I'm thinking that this is probably the reason, if you aren't familiar, there is a fan-made horror game that was being put together by, I can't even remember his name, to be honest, but it was shut down hard by Universal, and it would kind of cause a bit of an uproar among the fandom. I'm assuming this is why, because they already had this in the pipeline. They didn't want that competing or even confusing consumers of what was going to be what, you know?
The original Jurassic Park Survival that was coming out?
No, this was a fan-made horror survival game, and basically it was this, but fan-made.
Okay. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm pretty sure it probably got shut down because this was already in the pipeline, and Universal didn't want consumers getting confused. Like, you Google Jurassic Park game, and that comes up instead of this, and then people complaining, well, I saw this, and is not in this game, you know?
Mm.
I love the imagery of it, though. I will say that. I ended up making the one of the lightning flash shots we get of the visitor center my desktop background.
Mm. Yeah, the last gaming console I purchased was a Wii, a Nintendo Wii. So I haven't. I've got some games on PC, but they're sort of older. Trespasser, stuff like that. Just actually seeing, obviously not gameplay footage, but just seeing the park rendered the way it is here. Even if they are just cutscenes or something made for the trailer, it just when she has her hands on the when dinosaurs rule the earth banner, and it kind of makes me wish Camp Cretaceous was done in that sort of way as well. Just the animals look fantastic, the Rex looks fantastic, and I suppose not to end on a downer, but I really hope this sees the light of day. We've had at least one Jurassic game that had a trailer release and it would never come to fruition. This Saber Games announced with trailer I think it was Last of Us video game in 2021, start of 2021, due to be released in 2022, and nothing was seen or heard of that game after the trailer come out. When I seen this trailer, I thought, beauty, it's going to be here in a couple of months' time to purchase, but then started to listen to other fans and that talk about, and this sort of the schedule for gaming. This could even be 2025 before it sees marketing or store shelves, which it's a bit hard. It's like hearing that there's a new movie coming and waiting 3 years, which I suppose we've all had to do in the past. But yeah, I just hope you don't go and release a trailer like this and then not have it come out. It would be a serious kick in the butt.
Yeah, hopefully, because like you said, there was a game that came out that was Jurassic Park Survival. I ended up saving most of the renders that they had released for that game, and they were really, really good. Like the baryonyx, for example, that they had made for this game completely outclassed the baryonyx that they ended up putting in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And like even the Apatosaurus here that we got, it's kind of feels more like how you would feel the Jurassic Park Apatosaurus would have looked like if Hammond had went with that instead of the Brachiosaurus. There's just a bunch of really, really cool renders, and it's kind of a shame that this never came to fruition. But yeah, it's and it's just, like I said, it's really, really good looking. Oh no, I'm sorry, it was Suchomimus, not baryonyx, but still vastly superior to the baryonyx that we would have got. This would have made a better baryonyx than the baryonyx we got.
Yeah. One thing in the trailer too I didn't realise, because I again, thinking I had my finger in the fandom, hadn't heard this was even coming. There's the one shot where she falls in the mud at the main gates, and we got a shot of the main gates, but it's from the reverse side, and you don't see Jurassic Park on the arch at the top of the gates. And I'm looking and I'm going, is this? I completely thought this was a fan made thing, maybe a virtual 3D for whatever the PlayStation VR headset is. Because they haven't got the licensing, so they couldn't put Jurassic Park on the gates, and all of a sudden here's the character in front of the gates with the flare up, and you can see Jurassic Park in all its glory. So time will tell. We're going to definitely keep an eye on it and see what happens. Again, as I said, there's no release date set, no price set. It just makes me wonder if this is successful. Because this sort of scenario we've talked about before would just be perfect for the Lost World, whether it's a hunter that's been separated from the main crew during the events of the Lost World. Stuff like that, it'd be very easy to make a game around as well. But I think the nostalgia is with Jurassic Park at the moment, being the 30th anniversary. Well, no longer the 31st anniversary. And we'll keep an eye out for the game.
That doesn't look very scary. More like a 6-foot turkey.
Turkey, huh?
Oh, no.
Moving on briefly, Mattel has the epic attack pyroraptor. We've seen, I think at the end of November, there was those sort of silhouettes Mattel's been doing for the Hammond collection. We know there's a pyroraptor coming in the Hammond collection, or it's hinted that there's a pyroraptor coming at the Hammond collection as well. David, I think last time we talked pyroraptor, you had was it the snap strike or the captives pyroraptor that was probably the best sculpted / painted one that had been released?
Yeah, the captives one, definitely.
So here we have the epic attack pyroraptor, which is a brand new and improved version, they say. How do you feel about this one?
Still has those stupid gimpy wings. And actually, there's rumor that the Pyroraptor is going to be among the upcoming Hammond Collection figures. And I'm really, really hoping that the one has the actual proper wings and not just these weird kind of wimpy, you got the claws with some feathers hanging down around the elbows.
Hairy elbows.
Pretty much.
I don't know why. I don't know if it's just because the animal design's just too complicated to work into a toy, but then, as you said, you've got the captives one, which is one of the smallest, cheapest ones you can get, and it looks the best. I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know why.
It's not like these arms even have articulation in the first place. So it's not like that's a huge issue, you know?
No, the only articulation in them is in the shoulder, so you could have more feather, more wing come up the back of the arm. I don't like it. I don't know if there's been paint overspray or what, but the black spots all over this as well doesn't look very good either. We'll report back once the Hammond Collection one's announced, and yeah, fingers crossed that one's a little bit better.
I want my wings.
Yeah.
Code 19! They say we lost 2 guys.
What's a code 19?
Asset out of containment. These people, they never learn.
They're gonna learn all kinds of things about their new asset now.
Something we missed from all the way back in October. I think it got pushed aside because the Lost World Unimog and Dita Stark Legacy set had been announced at the same time. We're getting, well, no, it should be on store shelves now. Barry from Jurassic World, another generic Velociraptor, and his quad bike he's sitting on as well, which he used during the nighttime raptor hunt, Indominus hunt. I'm a sucker for everything vehicles, and this is probably only way to get Barry in figure form. So I'll be keeping an eye out for this. What about you, Dave?
I might get it. I might not. I don't know. It might be something where I try to find Barry loose.
Yeah.
Like, or it might end up being just cheaper to buy the whole thing. Like when I wanted the Sarah Harding figure, it ended up being cheaper to buy the whole thing in box than to just buy Sarah Harding by herself.
Yeah. Well, I think the main thing here is just Barry. Well, for me, Barry and the bike. If I can get it on clearance, I'll get it a little bit reduced in price because, as I said, it's just another generic Velociraptor that's probably adding $10 to this set that you don't really need to pay for. I couldn't find any more photos of this apart from people finding it on shelves, but I was hoping that the motorbike would have. Well, I don't think the actual bike had Jurassic World logos on it, so maybe I was dreaming there as well.
Well, this is one thing that Mattel has been very good with, is getting these paint apps right and not just throwing random logos into random spots just for the branding, you know?
Yeah, true. Yep. And lastly, we're going to jump over to Prime 1 Studios, talk about some statues, or a statue briefly. They've got a new release here joining their 1/10 line, which, remind me, 1/10, that's the same as what the Iron Studios male ones we just got, wasn't it? That's 1/10?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's same size, just so I know in my head what sort of scale we're looking at here. They're doing the female Velociraptors from Jurassic Park. We got one in the jumping pose. I'm guessing the other one that's not in jumping pose has already been released.
Not that I can recall. That's a new sculpt.
Okay.
That one kind of looks based on the kind of rearing back that the raptor does just as she's about to charge the T-Rex.
Yep. Well, both these are in 1/10 scale. Again, just fantastic detail on these. All round, and knowing how big they are. Just, I won't say basic, but just sort of a clean, not too busy base for them to sit on as well. And I'm guessing that 1/10 scale is the same as the Spinosaur and the male T-Rex that we've just talked about in November 2 that they're releasing.
Those, I believe, are 1/35th scale. So those would be about the same scale as the W Dragon and Nanmu figures.
Okay, so yeah, rightio. That's right. They've got them all lined up here. I assume they're all 1/10, which, yeah, having Velociraptors the same size as your T-Rex doesn't work.
I'm thinking if I can find room of going for the leaping raptor here. It looks pretty good.
Remind me, did you get the $100 Iron Studios ones? Because they released a set of these, didn't they? Just because they went.
No, I never got those. Yeah. I didn't end up liking the sculpts for the heads on them.
Oh, okay. Yep. Because that was part of the kitchen set, wasn't it? You could buy the whole lot, or you could just buy the raptors by themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did get the male Velociraptor that they released, and that one was really nice.
Yeah. Yep.
Was it them or was it Prime 1 who? I think it was Iron Studios.
Yeah, Iron Studios.
Yeah.
Yep. No, these look fantastic, and I'll bring that back for $130.
Oh no.
Of your money.
Very budget friendly.
Yeah.
Especially considering some of the pieces I have coming up.
Yeah, well, good size display, not take up a lot of space. So.
Oh, that's another thing that's starting to become a concern. So yeah, it's definitely a plus too.
Yeah.
I remember when I saw these, I was just like, why don't I just forward my checks directly to Prime 1? Because I got that one. The more I'm considering the Jurassic Park 3 male Rex, the more I'm thinking maybe. And now this one, which I'm thinking I will pick up.
I need to do a double check on their that big statue, the diorama, the two Rexes and the M-Class, if that's out this year or if it's out next year. I think it's at the end of the year.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's quarter 3 or quarter 4. But even then, I mean, sometimes that stuff's been late lately.
Yeah.
Like, I still have not gotten the Prime 1 Giganotosaurus that is 1/10 scale.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's all right. And they got the payment plans too, so not you'd need it on this necessarily, but no, it looks very, very good. But Dave, I think that's it. Run sheet quickly. Yep, that's us for Christmas/January. Interesting things there. Again, cannot wait to see more coming out of that game news. I just hope my current PC I've got is going to be powerful enough to run it. That'll be the next problem. So I might be jumping online for a PlayStation 5 there, which I think by now they should be a bit cheaper and a bit easier to get than they were earlier. Hopefully next time we talk, we should be talking Hammond Collection Pyroraptor at least as well. So I think that's it. Thanks everyone for listening, and here's to a good 2024. Dave, how about we get out for you the week?
All right, sounds good.